Oh man, Jericho,
Okay.
Andrade,
Oh.
so many people. Claudio, Mox.
Jericho's one that
Jericho just
like,
because he's still going.
Yeah, like London, I don't get it.
You know-
How are you doing? How are you still going?
Yeah, exactly. And he's not even like phoning it in.
No.
He's going hard with like the young guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like you don't have anything to prove anymore. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we know
Yeah.
you can still go. Like Danielson. You know what I mean? I think he just announced like this is his,
Like
gonna be
last
like his
year or
last
so.
year. So like I need to like kind of sneak my way in there somehow, man, to get that.
Yeah.
Just people who I feel are just gonna take me to that next level, are matches I want.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Outside Interference with myself, the RRBG Eddie Torres, and today I'm being joined by special guest, Latino Meat himself, Cabrera. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good, good. A little sweaty. It's hot out here in
Yes,
Southern
yes,
Cali,
yes. Yeah.
We are here at Knucklehead. You've performed here yourself, right?
I have, yes. I wrestled Rob Shit and I beat him right here.
Yeah, I've been to a few barroom blitz that are, they're pretty chaotic. I think it's fun. It's dangerous, but everybody's a professional, so they're safe.
Of course.
But it feels dangerous, which is what's important. You want to feel like a realistic fight is going on.
Yes.
Is that like your preferred? Do you like death matches like more so than just regular in-ring work?
I mean, my trainer did a lot of those death matches back in his day. I always told myself I want to do at least one, which I already have. And October, right around the corner, I think I'm going to have my second. So We'll see.
Is there any particular gimmick that you're like, no, we're not doing that? No barbed wire or no.
No, if it's there, it's there. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to take it.
Yeah. What's the most painful gimmick you've taken so far?
You know what? I really didn't take thumbtacks when I wrestled Ray last year at the Night of the Human Death Match, but they were spread all over, and making a pinfall or whatever, just even touching those things was painful, man. Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's already painful enough to just do regular wrestling. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you're right.
You were recently worked a match with Paul London, my buddy here.
Yes, I did.
How was that working with him in 2023? I mean, how's he feeling in the ring and everything?
Amazing, Paul. I mean, I'll be honest with you. That match between me and him was supposed to happen maybe in like 2015, 2016. But backstage bullshit, politics or whatever, that match got taken away from me, and fast forward to a couple weeks ago, I finally got to do it with him. And it probably was going to be too soon when I was originally going to face him. So I mean, timing is everything, and we both killed it, and Paul's as professional as you could get. He's the best.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. I have a hard time waking up in the morning to get out of bed. I can't imagine at his age, like, going as hard as he goes.
Still going.
Still going.
Doing his thing. It's amazing, but that's what you strive for.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. So you were the Santino Bros champion up until very recently, I found out.
Very recent, yes. I lost it at the LA Rumble, which was in July. I lost it to Slice Boogie, but we killed it, and he was the better man that night.
Well, tell me a little bit about Santino Bros, because maybe some people that are watching are not familiar, but here in Southern California, Santino Bros is like one of the bigger schools. Some great talent comes out of there, Brody and Eli, a bunch of people.
Well, I mean, yeah, like Santino Bros, those eyes are famous, I want to say right when I was looking around to train to get into the business, I knew Chaos from watching XPW back in the day. And, you know, when you want to look into schools and stuff, you want to see what the trainers have done or whatever, you know, like, you know, have a good reputation and all that. But that reputation is, like you said, with Brody, you know, Jake Atlas, you know, who was out there in Orlando. You know, I think they just have that reputation where, like, that's the school to be at.
What makes them? I mean, have you gone to different schools to see different teaching techniques? Like, what makes them stand out and create such monsters out of there?
I mean, I think they just don't. They make sure you're ready. You know what I mean? Sometimes schools just be like, all right, go. You know, which sometimes, you know, can work to your benefit because sometimes you just gotta, you know, learn on the fly. You know, like any other job. But I just feel like they're like I said, they have that reputation where, like, you know, they're not just going to send anyone out there or else it goes back to them. You know, it looks bad on them. Like, oh, what's he doing out here? Not trained or half trained or whatever like that. So I feel like they just have, you know, all those lessons already, you know, like on paper and stuff like that, you know, like learning things that you should be learning.
All right. Tell me a little bit about your tag team. You're in a tag team with Bad Dude Tito.
Bad Dude Tito, that's right.
The Wolf Zaddies?
Wolf Zaddies.
What's that? Right. Explain the Zaddies to me.
Well, Zaddy is Zaddy. You know, you're looking at one Zaddy right now, you know. But I'll be honest with you. There was a point where I was just calling everyone Zaddy, like, hey, Zaddy, or what's up, Zaddy, or whatever like that. So then when me and Tito were talking, I was like, I feel we got to use Zaddy before someone jumps on it, you know. And I felt, or he felt, I don't know, we both felt, but like we just couldn't be called the Zaddies. You know what I mean? So the Wolf came from, you know, we have our share of fans, male, female, you know, males, you know, be reaching out to us and stuff like that or whatever. And I want to say they would call him, they would call him Wolfie, you know, for just because, you know, in the bigger hairy men are called bears. Yeah. And I guess the lighter, leaner.
Those are wolves?
I believe so.
I thought those were otters.
I don't know. But once we figure that out,
right.
I mean, if it is otters, then I think we're going to have to change it to otter zaddies.
No. I think the otters are skinnier, like super skinny.
Okay.
Very, very thin, hairy dudes. I think the middle ground, I guess, would be the wolves.
Wolves, yeah.
Interesting. I don't know. I've been called a bear before, so I guess. So let's talk a little bit also about working in New Japan. You've been, how long have you been there now?
Well, I haven't been there in like close to a year.
Okay.
When they were doing the New Japan Strong out here at the Vermont is when I was getting, you know, consistent work. I mean, the dream obviously is to go to Japan. That's where Tito's at right now, you know, and I would love to be out there, you know, killing it like he's killing it.
How does that work in terms of getting you, like, does it have to be him talking to the talent coordinators out there? Do I have to call Rocky? I mean, what's going on?
I mean, you brought him up. I've been trying to get a hold of him myself, you know what I mean? But I know I'm not the only one trying to reach out to him and stuff like that. You know, like, I know Rocky's a busy,
I don't know how he does it, bro.
Freaking guy, man. You know, but you know, if I know Rocky's been on this show, so if he happens to tune in to this episode, I want to look straight at him like, Rocky, what's up, dude? You know what I mean?
Yeah, bring the Wolf Zaddies over to Japan.
I mean, Tito represents, you know, TMDK out there.
Right.
You know, but like we got our own little thing with Shane at United Wrestling Network, you know, TMZ, the Mighty Zaddies, you know. Right. So it's like, you know, just I'm right there.
I think it's a matter of time.
Me in, yeah.
I think it's a matter of time.
You know, I mean, I'm staying ready. I'm ready. You know, I'm putting in the work always. You know, I'm just ready for that opportunity once it knocks, you know.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I think it's a matter of time. I mean, they stopped doing their shows at the Vermont, but they're still doing, I think they're doing something at the dojo, which I'm rocking.
Yes, October 7th. I have reached out for that. You know, I just want to get seen again and stuff like that, you know.
Sure.
And then I think the 28th, they're in Vegas again. And last year they did Vegas, October. And I was on that one too, and I got to work Doc Gallows that time.
Doc Gallows,
yeah.
How was that?
Fun, fun. you know?
Yeah, the good brother.
Yes.
So in terms of working in New Japan, like compared to some of the other, like, do you change your style at all? Like, because I know the New Japan mentality is more hard hitting, it's more strong style. Did you change the way you work a little bit when you were there at all?
I mean, not necessarily, because I mean, they hit me up for a reason. You know, they always say, "Oh, you know, don't change a thing. You know, do what got you to the show." You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Like, I didn't change much, you know, or anything at all. I just, you know, be myself. And it was a little bit more nerve-wracking because, you know, it's a bigger platform, you know, and stuff like that. But once you start, you know, consistently and stuff like that, it's just, you know, it's just like, okay, like, I belong here, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm bummed out that they stopped doing regular shows out here for New Japan, because that was one of my favorite things to go see. But I feel like they're at a point right now working with AEW where they're starting to get more and more known, more seen.
Yes.
And, you know, making those Forbidden Door pay-per-views and everything. I think it's like everybody talks about a third brand. Like, what could a third brand be to those two? I mean, New Japan's been around longer than both, I think, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that should be the third brand, I think.
Well, I mean, also, like, New Japan, like, has, like, their relationship with, like, CMLL, you know, and speaking of that, me and Tito were just out in TJ, and, like, it wasn't a CMLL show, but we wrestled their tag champs. So, you know, like, Crash and, like, AAA, it's, like, not AAA, but it is. I don't know how it is.
There's some weird, like,
There's some
politics
weird stuff,
there, too.
But the ring apron said CMLL, so, and we wrestled their tag champs and killed it, so, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that, you know, you're out there, you're being seen.
Yes.
For sure. It's not like you're just, you know, fighting in backyards right
Exactly.
now. You know, you're getting...
Which I do occasionally, but, you know.
All right. So is there a New Japan legend that you know that's active that you it's like a dream opponent for you in New Japan?
Dream, I would say, like Tanahashi, Okada, you know, Ishii, just, you know, the ones that have been there, you know, for the longest, and just if I'm able to get in the ring with them and, like, you know, show them what I do, and, you know, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. Now, New Japan is, you know, obviously a dream for a lot of wrestlers, but I've talked to a few, and almost all of them will agree that the big dream is that WrestleMania moment. That
of course.
Everybody wants to. So is that still the thing, though, considering now that, like, AEW put on what they're calling the biggest show ever? Is that still the dream, or is that kind of like, if it happens, it happens?
Honestly, I mean, I don't know anybody else's dream, but the dream is literally to make a living off of this. You know what I mean? If it's WWE, AEW, New Japan, in Mexico, whatever, you know, and if you're able to make a living and live in California with the way things are, then you made it. You know what I mean? But I want to say,
when you're rocking WWE gear right now.
Well, this is WCW too. You know, Scott Steiner.
That's
you
true.
know.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, it's under the umbrella, but
yes. Because low key, I'm still, you know, I'm a fan at heart. You know what I mean? That's what got me into it.
Yeah.
You know. But I'll be honest with you, in 2015, I had a tryout in Orlando for WWE. This was when Bill DeMott was still the head trainer. And obviously didn't get signed, you know, and during that time, there was no other place, you know what I mean? There wasn't like, oh, well, let me go try over here. You know what I mean? It hit me hard. You know, I went through my little, you know, rock bottom, you know, moment and stuff like that. But, like, nowadays, it's like so many more opportunities, you know, and, like, social media, you know, you could get one clip, go viral, and bam, you're on the big show. You know what I mean? And at my age, I mean, I can't really even say I have no chance to be in WWE because look at LA Knight.
Right.
You know, I mean,
he
was in developmental, you know, so many different times, you know, and, you know, for whatever reason, let go, brought back, whatever. And now freaking killing it, you know, which everyone knew already. You know, he just needed that freaking platform, and that chance, and look at him going with it.
I got to see him when he was still Eli Drake at the Globe Theater, and I remember just thinking, like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy, and there he is now. Like, it was obvious, it was apparent.
Exactly. Or like the early days of championship wrestling when he would come out with what's his name, Percy Pringle,
right?
Paul Bearer.
Paul Bearer.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously, Percy Pringle ain't gonna align himself with just anybody.
Yeah,
you know,
it's the same with like a Paul Heyman. If Paul Heyman's your guy, then you're good.
You're pretty good. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's wild, man. We're spoiled here in Southern California, but I don't feel like Southern California gets that love for pro wrestling that like Florida does. Everybody talks about Florida, Orlando, and all that stuff. But I mean, as a fan of wrestling, I feel like we're spoiled here. Like, with PWG and all the other Circle 6, we've got so many in the city that put on shows almost not weekly, but like there's something going on almost monthly.
For sure.
Wrestling,
yes,
and names that you wouldn't even expect to see. Why do you think that is? That Cali doesn't get that love?
I mean, I don't know, because that's been going on forever. It was always East Coast this, East Coast that. Or like you said, Florida, or Jersey, whatever and stuff like that. But like West Coast, like not even just California, because you got like Defy, like in Seattle, killing it. Prestige, and stuff like who are coming out here too. West Coast. Company, you know what I mean? They just did a show out here, and they're originally NorCal, but it was a great show. I just feel with the talent that's kind of just like taken off now from the West Coast, we're finally getting that recognition. You know,
that's good. I mean, like PWG has long been known as like the staple. What do they call it when they're like talent farming, like when feeding system.
Yes. It was literally WWE's developmental before WWE
and all that stuff.
Exactly. But like back then they would literally just use locals, like the Bucks, the Cutler brothers, Los Luchas, and stuff like that. And then now it's just like literally fly-ins, which isn't a problem because that's PWG. You gotta really be talented to be on that.
Yeah. It's great to see that, and it's great to see also this like boom that I guess we're kind of in the middle of a big boom for wrestling.
Yes.
Because I mean, people always want to pick a side; they want to get tribal about it. But end of the day, everybody's making money.
Of course.
Right now, I think this is the biggest time since back in the early days of wrestling, to the point of people are paying attention to smaller companies like Defy and Impact and Prestige and all that. Like before, people wouldn't even care. I personally, like, I'm a fan, and before moving out here to Los Angeles, I didn't know any of these brands. It was WWE, WCW, and that was it.
Exactly. That's all you knew.
Yeah, whatever was on TV, really.
Yeah. Or like TNA and WWE during that one time, during that time.
Yeah.
But TNA never really looked like it would be able to compete or whatever.
Yeah, TNA had some rough times.
Yes, exactly.
But now with the internet and everything, we everybody can put their stuff up and get seen. But I think that also lends itself to more drama, more bullshit. What do you think about? You don't have to speak directly about a person or anything. We don't want to throw anybody under the bus or get you any heat.
Of course.
But just like the fact that there's so much drama, do you think that helps? Because drama does sell. I mean, that's the whole thing for TNT. Drama.
Of course. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, look, at any workplace, egos get in the way, or like spots, or somebody who's up for like a promotion. It's going to be drama, regardless. As far as wrestling goes, how things get leaked out, I don't know. You know what I mean? Is it good? Like, I'll be honest with you. I love me some gossip.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I love me some gossip. It's funny. Yeah. It's funny when it doesn't involve you.
Right.
You know what I mean? When it involves you, like, nah.
Stop it.
Stop. Like, no gossip. But, I mean, does it sell? I don't know. I mean, are you going to tune in to find out?
If the drama
I want to say this whole thing that happened recently, I did tune in Wednesday and then like the following Saturday, you know what I mean, just to see what was going on, you know. So yeah, I think it does sell because I tuned in.
Yeah,
you know.
I agree, man. Like I don't like it personally because I'm not that. I mean, even though I'm Cuban, I don't like chisme. But
Chisme or I like to call it chesme.
Chesme. But you know, I understand that it does make you tune in.
Yes.
You want to see what's going to happen. What's the result? Like, is he going to show up, or are they going to show up, or what's going to happen?
Well, what was Bischoff's book? Controversy Equals Cash. And like that was like in 03, 04 still. Yeah. It does. He's right.
Yeah. And I think it's also a new form of kayfabe. Like, people keep saying kayfabe's dead. Everybody knows too much. All the fans are too smart.
Yes.
They're all smartened up. But when you start doing shit like that on social media where we don't even know what's real anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, did he get pushed? Or did this guy get shoved? Or this guy yelled at that guy? Like, we don't know because we weren't there.
Exactly. So it's hearsay, she say, or it's like telephone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no, this was said. But then at the last person that got it switched it up.
Yeah. And I don't think it's I think it's the new version of kayfabe. Like, and I do believe that like Tony Khan or anybody is feeding dirt sheets a little bit of stuff just to cause controversy, to cause like, hey man, they don't know if this is happening, so let me tune in to see if it's real.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's good for attraction, clickbaity kind of attraction. I just need them to follow up on it.
Yeah.
Because if it's just, you know, like, let's say, for example, I know we're kind of skirting around it, but this whole CM Punk thing, if it is a work, then it needs to pay off as a work.
Of course.
You know what I mean? If he just disappears now, that's kind of like, oh, gross.
Yeah.
That was gross. The whole thing was gross.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it was real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And real, I mean, the business of pro wrestling is to make it look real. But if it is actually real, it's just not as...
Yeah.
You're
right.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. What's the favorite match you've had so far? Your favorite match?
Ooh, that's tough.
Right, you've been in.
I mean, there's been a lot. I don't have like my one. Okay. You know, I want to say anytime I get in the ring with my trainer Chaos, always my favorite matches, just because we click and like, you know. Recently, Mania weekend when we kicked off the collective, I wrestled Willie Mack. I haven't wrestled him in like years, you know, since he moved out and like doing his thing now. But like, again, like we didn't miss a beat and like we killed it, you know, years ago against Kendrick, you know, Kendrick's the man as well. And then most recently, you know, me and Slice Boogie, you know, we killed it. And like that, seriously, as recent as it was, I could say like that's literally one of my favorite matches that we had.
Nice, man. Is there, now we mentioned New Japan dream matches. Outside of New Japan, who's somebody you want to work with that you think would, don't think about it in a matter of like who's going to make me the most money, just fun in the ring. Oh
man, Jericho, Andrade.
Oh, Andrade.
You know, so many people, you know, Claudio, Mox. You know,
Jericho's one that
Jericho just because he's still going.
Yeah, like London, I don't get it. You know, how are you doing? How are you still going?
Yeah, exactly. And like he's not even like phoning it in.
No,
he's going hard with like the young guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like you don't have anything to prove anymore. Like you know what I mean? Like we know you can still go. You know, like Danielson. You know what I mean? I think he just announced like this is his, you know,
like
gonna be like
his
last year. So like I need to like kind of sneak my way in there somehow, man, to get that. You know, just people who I feel are just gonna take me to that next level. You know, or matches I want. You know.
Favorite match, not that you didn't work, just favorite match that you've like seen. You don't have to pick one specific, but you know, a couple. Give me a couple of your top matches that if you're trying to get somebody into wrestling, you're like, hey, you need to watch this.
Okay, for sure. Angle, HBK, WrestleMania 21.
Nice. Okay.
A match that I always show to someone just because it was brutal and I still can't believe it when I watch it is Mike Awesome and or is it at One Night Stand 05 against Tanaka.
Wow. Okay, I haven't seen that one.
One Night Stand 05?
There was a time period where I wasn't watching.
Okay.
I was busy like starting a band and trying to bang girls and you know, not paying attention. But then I came back in. So there's stuff that I missed.
Yes.
So I haven't seen that.
For sure. Just a lot of random matches also, like Eddie Guerrero versus Edge, like just, you know, whenever they got together, like just like the ones that we know are the best, you know, like any Angle match, HBK, Eddie match, you know what I mean?
Angle, Shane McMahon.
Oh my God, King of the Ring.
He was trying to smash him through that glass.
Say what you want to say, but like Shane didn't need to do all that, and like he did. You know what I mean?
And I heard the story from Angle's mouth of like, you know, he threw him, they missed the spot, and Shane was like, "Throw me again."
Yeah.
It's like,
well,
what?
first you hear his head thump.
Yeah.
And like you're just like, ugh. And then like Angle's tailbone broke.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like they just went balls to the wall, and like that's the type of shit like I like to see.
Okay, all right. Favorite gimmick match, like Survivor Series, Rumble, that kind of shit.
Oh, Royal Rumble. That's
Rumble?
the best. Yeah, Rumble, and I want to say ladder matches, like TLCs, you know, and all that stuff. I've never been in one personally. I don't know what I would be able to do in there, just because those ladders are high, man. And like, I'm not saying I'm afraid of heights, but I wouldn't know unless I'm up there.
Sure,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
And then like, you know, like taking a regular bump is one thing, but like how are you supposed to land?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you don't even need to be afraid of heights. It's still dangerous.
Exactly.
It's more
Yeah.
dangerous than normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've always found ladder matches exciting too because you got that struggle to the top. And
Exactly.
there's always too much hesitation at like right when they're there. It's like like they're
Yeah.
looking back to see like when's that person coming to stop me from this.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. You're right.
But Rumble for sure is my favorite.
Of course, just only because I love surprise entrance.
Surprise!
You know what I mean?
You don't know what's coming.
Exactly.
I miss the old days though, man. The new Rumbles, like they announce way too much. They're like, oh, and like people, I'm gonna be in the Rumble. Like, fucking shut up! I don't need to know that.
I felt like they didn't need to announce Cody's
You're right. Yeah.
because you knew.
Yeah.
You know, you knew with when his pec tore, like the timetable of the recovery, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
he'll be back in the Rumble. Like I thought him being a surprise would have been like way bigger
the
pop,
music
like his
pops.
Mania pop.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
The
which
music
is
hits.
which is one of the most like every time I go back to that entrance, I still get chills. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that Mania entrance. I was in New York at the time. I was out there doing some work, and I had to watch it in like my phone in the little fucking bed I was sleeping in, and it was still goosebumps.
Oh,
and
for
shit.
sure. Yeah.
'Cause in my head, Cody was AEW.
Yes.
It was him and the Bucks, you know, and seeing Cody with that music and all that legitimately felt like old school, like, oh shit, this is AEW versus WWE.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
getting it in, even though he flipped and he signed and whatever, just disconnecting from that, knowing too much information and just seeing it. It's like, oh fuck, like, this is
Well,
it.
That's another situation where it was like the backstage drama or whatever when he'll say like there wasn't, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was just like, oh no, I want to go back or whatever to fulfill his dad's what his dad
that's the
didn't
cover
do.
story.
Well, exactly. But exactly, we weren't there.
We weren't there.
You know what I mean?
We
So
don't
it's
know.
like, oh, he says this, but the dirt sheets say this, that they do have heat. You know, but like who knows? But like they're both companies are thriving. You know what I mean?
Who cares?
Yeah.
To me, at the end of the day, I don't pick sides. I want all of the product. I want to see it all. Going back to the gimmick matches, though, like the Rumble, if they were to go back to more surprises, and what would make me the happiest if they go back to like 92 or 91, I think it was, when Ric Flair like one, and the winner wins the belt.
Okay, yeah.
And like the belt, not a fucking greatest Royal Rumble made up belt.
Yes.
But like the champion is the man who went through 30 fucking dudes. That to me is like, oh fuck yeah, that makes sense.
Well, they did that when Roman was champion, or he was trying to win the title, and then Triple H came and won it. I know they did it recently. I think with the year AJ Styles came and debuted. Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. And then also the same for like Survivor Series. Like I love Survivor Series matches, but it feels like they've taken away from the, like I miss the old like Team Hogan versus Team Macho.
Yes.
Now it's all branding, like Team Raw versus SmackDown. Like, I don't care about that.
Well, when it was legit 2 different brands,
right? When
that was
cool.
Yeah. But it's like, you were just on SmackDown like 2 weeks ago. Like, how are you representing Raw?
Yeah, brand splits don't matter anymore. Okay, Mount Rushmore. Four top wrestlers for you.
Oh, man. For sure, HBK, Angle, Eddie. That fourth one. Now, this is just based on, like, who I admire as wrestlers, and stuff like that. Not draws, that's most people's Rushmore are like, oh, who drew the most, like Hogan, Stone Cold, Rock, whatever. It's
about what mattered to you.
Yes. I want to say, for sure, Macho Man, then Eddie, Angle, and HBK.
That's a good Mount Rushmore, man. Fuck yeah. All right, a couple more things before we go. Advice for any upcoming like wrestlers that that are in schools right now trying to make it.
Advice for youngins, greenies, just mouth shut, ears open. I get it. Everyone has opinion, but like if you haven't done anything besides drink a cup of coffee and this, starting out and stuff like that, just listen to those who have not done things necessarily, but have, traveled around here, paid dues or whatever, or, whatever you want to say. It's just, I feel a lot of people, a lot of younger generation, I want to say they're a lot more sensitive, and like, you can't tell them anything. You can't tell them anything. Yeah.
They're sensitive and they're entitled. A lot of entitlement going on.
I just feel if you tell somebody, oh, this could have been done better or whatever, they either, if they ask, I'm not just going to give advice.
Walk up there, hey, man, that
hey,
spot.
Bro, that clothesline, whatever, If they ask, cool, I'll tell you. I'm not just going to go up to somebody, because, whatever, But even if they do ask and you tell them, it's like they get down on themselves or like they're like, nah, it was good. You know what I mean? Because you know what the problem is also is fans praise these people or praise these spots or whatever, and sometimes these spots look like shit. So then they get big-headed, and stuff like that. And like you said, they feel entitled. Where like, nah, I got 4 retweets on this fucking spot. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I think I know what I'm doing. Right. Right.
Yeah. Young guys, shut up and listen. All right. And then the final thing, I just wanted to bring up something non-wrestling related, just to, get to know you more as a person. The talk of the town is aliens, especially today or yesterday. They just had Mexico popped out of nowhere with some trials where they revealed alien bodies, which, by the way, I'm not buying it. It looks like clay. If it's real, great. I'm excited. I'm not like a denier. It's just, I'm in LA. I'm used to like Mexicans bootlegging shit outside of concerts selling $10 t-shirts for the band I'm watching. So I feel like this could be them just trying to be entrepreneurs. But what are your thoughts on this whole thing? Like before this Mexican reveal, like they announced that we have aliens and nobody gave a shit. Everybody was like, okay. I'm worried about what Trump is saying.
I want to say it's because I want to say people always kind of
knew,
figured that they existed or whatever, and then it's like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like our gas price is going to go low. You know what I mean? Because like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I activated the lights with my laugh.
Or the aliens.
The aliens are watching. Shit.
But yeah, I just feel like there's a lot more other things going on, especially here in California. compared to these alien things. I mean, what about the freaking homeless situation? You know what I mean?
It's wild, and you know it's not just like California is pretty bad, but this homeless thing is everywhere, man. It's all over the place. Like there are definitely issues we need to fix here. Maybe the aliens have some tips that they can provide.
The last thing we need is aliens fucking setting up shop right here on the sidewalk, just like the homeless. You know what I mean?
Homeless aliens doing drugs on the side of the road. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Well, all right, man. Do you have any dates you want to plug?
Well, when's this one airing?
I'd say in a week or two. 2 weeks?
In a week or two. Main show, September 23rd at Venue Wrestling. I got the Best of the West tournament. First round, it's me and Juicy. Originally, it was supposed to be me and Tito, but conveniently, you know, Tito's in Japan now. You know, so like I don't know if but whatever. You know, Tito's my boy, so whatever.
Yeah.
And then for sure, what is it? October 26th, Night of the Human Death Match, Santino Bros in Azusa.
Oh right, yes.
Yes. No matches announced, but I'm pretty sure I'm due for my rematch. You know, because every former champ gets that rematch clause, right?
Good Lord. Yes.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
And pretty much those are, and like from here on out, every Friday I will be at Millennium Pro Wrestling in Chatsworth, California, which is literally my hometown where I grew up, Chatsworth.
Excellent. Now, give somebody something to YouTube when they watch this and they're done with this episode. Give them one of your matches to YouTube.
Oof. Damn, are any of them even on YouTube right now?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I know they're on Fight Plus right now.
Okay,
Go
to Fight Plus, pay some money. Go to
Fight Plus, yeah. Do the $7.99 free trial. Watch Santino Bros. Me and Slice Boogie. What other one was on there? Me versus Willie Mack from the Collective. Just do the free trial or pay $7.99 a month, and you can have access to all these freaking shows.
$7.99 is one pumpkin spice latte. All right,
exactly.
Get over it. All right, and then they're finally just plug away your socials for people to follow.
My social media is Che Cabrera _ for Instagram and Twitter as well. I'm more active on Instagram. I just feel or is it even Twitter now?
X.
It's called X. That threw me off. I really thought my app was freaking messing up on me because that whole X just showed up on my thing, and I thought, whatever. But can I plug my shirts real quick?
Some merch, bro.
Plug my merch.
Yeah. You're Latino Meat, so you need to sign up for Latinx. You see what I did there? All right.
Right here, my Latino Meat shirt.
Oh shit! Look at that.
Right here.
Latino Meat.
Latino Meat.
All right.
Simply satisfying.
Nice.
Right there. That's a little Rick Rude parody. And that's a little Eddie parody right there.
All right.
But those are the ones I sell. And then another Wolf Zaddies shirt. Just straight Wolf and Zaddies.
Hell yeah. And you get those at live shows, but also is there a
live
way to get them online?
Or hit me up. I'll ship it out.
There you go.
You know what I mean? If you really want them.
Yeah. Hit them up on Instagram if you want to buy a shirt. Follow me at RRBG Podcast. Follow at Outside Interference Show. I believe that's the Instagram. We're still figuring all these things out. But I want to thank you guys for watching and listening. I want to thank Che. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. And I'm the first guest, right?
You're the first guest on the new show.
So thank you for reaching out.
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity, and it's very much my pleasure.
Watch your stuff, all right? We'll see you next week.